Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for game week 10 and any transfers I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment what are your plans for game week 10, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, in goal we still have Raya. This time he's got Newcastle away. Again, not a fixture that's looking great from a clean sheet point of view. Again, Raya has just been my bad luck charm this season. He was getting 6, 7, 8 pointers. I brought him in on my wild card, and since then I think he scored a total of like 4 points over all of those games. Obviously picked up a 0 against Liverpool at the weekend. So he's been a really bad transfer for me personally, but I still think they'll come good. I think that obviously they've had a lot of injuries lately, and you know, Saliba getting the red card, now Gabriel's potentially injured. They've obviously had Saka injuries, Ødegaard injuries, just injuries to everybody. So I feel like when those injuries kind of stop and everyone's back, then the clean sheets will come good again. And like I say, from game week 12, the fixtures are pretty good as well. So I'm absolutely fine holding him until then. If they're getting good fixtures and still not keeping clean sheets, like they didn't obviously keep a clean sheet against, what was it, like Southampton, and then it might have been like Leicester or something like that, I can't remember. But either way, it was 2 fixtures that they should have definitely kept a clean sheet in. If that carries on happening, then obviously I will start to get rid of him, because I do have a lot of money tied up in him. He's like 5.5, 5.6 mil. So obviously if I did downgrade him to a 4.5 mil keeper, that extra mil could go a long way. It's kind of, but it's the difference between like a Strand Larsen and like a Kuna or something like that. So if like I say, they do keep like just letting that ball in the back of the net and they're just failing to keep clean sheets, I will kind of visit getting Raya out. But I know as soon as I get rid of him, he's just going to keep a clean sheet. It just always happens. But either way, Raya in goal, who's got Newcastle away. At the back, we've got Aït-Nouri, who's got Crystal Palace at home, Milenkovic, who's got West Ham at home, and then Mykolenko, who's got Southampton away. So 3 pretty good fixtures. Obviously, the defence of these teams isn't the best. I mean, apart from Forest, obviously, who are like 2nd, 3rd best defence in the league. Everton, very leaky. Wolves, very leaky. But they are playing Crystal Palace, who, again, haven't been great this season. Did just pick up their first win against Spurs, fair enough. But overall, it is at home. And I feel like this is the first game that Wolves can definitely win and finally get some proper points on the board, because right now it's just like 2-3 points from draws. And then Mykolenko, Southampton away, very nice fixture as well. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet, but I'm hoping he can get some sort of attacking return. But yeah, Milenkovic, I really hope they do keep a clean sheet against West Ham at home. Not just because I'm a Forest fan, but I would like the 6 points from Milenkovic, or even a bullet header or something from the set piece. Aït-Nouri, of course, on 4 yellow cards, so if he does pick up a yellow card, he will miss the Southampton at home fixture, which is next week, which would not be ideal because I really want him for that fixture. He's just getting attacking returns left, right, and centre though, so I think he's a very... He's a good buy, but obviously make sure you have cover, because if he does pick up a yellow, then obviously you're going to have a different defender that can take his place. So that's the only thing to think about if you are thinking of bringing in Aït-Nouri this week. Obviously, I brought him in last week before he got the yellow card. So 3 yellow cards wasn't too bad, but since he got a yellow card at the weekend and now it's up to 4, it's a lot worse. So, I mean, the defence doesn't look too bad this week. Obviously, I've not got any Liverpool or Arsenal, well, I've got Arsenal defence, but no like actual defenders. There's no City defence or anything like that. But at the end of the day, none of them have really got like the best fixtures. Like arguably Liverpool's fixture isn't too bad with Brighton at home, but still like Brighton have been good this season. So I don't feel like I'm missing out anywhere really. So that's the back line and the goalkeeper there. In midfield, we've got Mbeumo, who's got Fulham away, Palmer, who's got Man United away, Salah, who's got Brighton at home, who is my current captaincy, and I've also got Rodgers, who's got Spurs away. So the midfield doesn't look too bad. Obviously, 3 away fixtures isn't ideal, but at the end of the day, it's not like they're terrible fixtures. Like Mbeumo, who's in really good form at the moment, just got a brace at the weekend. Fulham away, not a terrible fixture at all. Palmer with Man United away, obviously they've just lost Ten Hag, so I feel like Palmer is going to haul in that game. I really hope he does, because I'm loving seeing his price just get higher and higher and higher as well. Like I bought him in for 10.6, I think, and he's already like 11 or something. Is ridiculous, and that's in what, like a few game weeks. I wildcarded in game week 6 or something, and it's game week 10 now. So he's had a price rise every single week. Absolutely ridiculous. Salah just had a price rise as well. I think I'm going to captain him this week though. I think there's no one else that I'm really looking at. I mean, like Palmer's a good shout. Obviously, Haaland's still a good shout, but I think Brighton at home, I feel like leaking those 2 goals against Wolves at the end of the game definitely doesn't help their confidence, and I think Brighton is a good fixture to target for Salah. I think he'll do well. Then also Rodgers, who's got Spurs away, did get that early sub, but that was just because of fatigue. Obviously, he'll rest midweek and then should play at least like 80 to 90 against Spurs, which again, they've been all over the place. Spurs have, like, the Spurs defense is very leaky. I'd much prefer if it was a home fixture for Villa, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, if McNeil's fine, then I'll play McNeil over Rodgers, because obviously Southampton always a much better fixture. But if I have to play Rodgers, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst situation to deal with. But yeah, I really like that midfield. Obviously 3 penalty takers in midfield there, in Mbeumo, Palmer and Salah, so very happy with that. And then up top we've got Strand Larson, who's got Palace at home, we've got Raul, who's got Brentford at home, and we've also got Haaland, who's got Bournemouth away. So 2 pretty nice home fixtures there for my kind of budget forwards. I'm hoping Strand Larson can do something. This is the first time I'm playing him since I brought him in on my Game Week 6 wildcard, and he scored 2 goals on my bench. So hopefully he can replicate that and actually score a goal when I'm playing him. Raul Jimenez obviously brought him in last week, didn't get anything. I'm still hoping that he can do something against Brentford. Like, I'm hoping that is a really high-scoring game, that Brentford-Fulham game, and they just, both Mbeumo and Raul Jimenez can be involved in a lot of things. And then also got Haaland as well. A lot of people are going to be getting rid of him this week, to be fair, which is fair enough. He's not been great. That Southampton at home fixture, a lot of people were expecting a lot more goals. Obviously, his XG was ridiculous. It was like 2.23 or something like that on his own, which is just, yeah, insane. But yeah, I'm fine with keeping him for a bit. I think he'll still come good. You know, he's still one of the best players in the league, and even though he's going on a bit of a dry spell, he has already got like multiple hat-tricks this season, and he can do that against anyone. So I'm absolutely fine keeping him, and I think he's going to come good. The bench is a bit woeful, really. Obviously, Ward, who's got Ipswich away, but like I say, wouldn't be playing anyway. But it's just full of injuries. Obviously, Gabriel with Newcastle away, he's injured. McNeil with Southampton away, he's injured. And then Greaves with Leicester at home, he's injured as well. So I don't have any bench at the moment, which isn't ideal. The Gabriel news is quite positive, though. Arteta has come out and said that it's not as bad as they thought. They don't know how long he's going to be out for, but if he's only out for like 1 week, I'll probably just keep him. Because like I say, the Arsenal fixtures do get good game week 12 onwards. There are a few defenders that I could bring in that I'll obviously I'll go over in the next portion of the video, but I'm fine kind of holding Gabriel if it's not too bad. If he's out for like, because obviously you got the international break coming up as well, so like obviously that's going to help with recovery and stuff. And am I going to need him for the next 2 fixtures? I'm going to need a defender, because I think I mean, Milenkovic has got like Newcastle at home next, I think, after West Ham. So I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I wouldn't mind like a 4th defender. I don't really want to be like if Aït-Nouri gets a yellow card this week, I'm going to need another defender, so I'll probably have to make a transfer on Gabriel. So there's a lot of things like that that are coming into play. But we'll obviously see what happens. Like, he might be fine for the weekend. He's probably not going to be, but best case scenario, he is okay. McNeil's another one as well. He came off with that knock on his knee. I don't know how severe it is. Hopefully Sean Dyche does tell us just straight how it is, because if he's fine, he's going to play. He's not a defender, so it doesn't really help the defender situation, but I would rather play McNeil over Rodgers in that midfield, just because Southampton away is such a good fixture. Obviously, there are cup games and stuff midweek. We'll get press conferences regardless anyway before the deadline, but yeah, I really hope that McNeil is fine, because really want him for that Southampton away fixture. And then Greaves as well is a little bit annoying. But I mean, I can make a transfer on Greaves just to bring in Vandenberg, who is obviously a 4 mil playing defender, and you know, worst comes to worst, I can just do that. Not that they've even kept a clean sheet this season, but it's just something to kind of get out of this situation and just have an actual playing defender, because I don't mind playing him. Like, I know the clean sheets haven't been great, but he's not the worst option in the world, because they do have some pretty nice fixtures coming up. Like after this, Bournemouth at home, Everton away, Leicester at home. It's not terrible, so I don't mind bringing him in for those fixtures. Not that I think he'll keep a clean sheet in any of them, but it's just a 4 mil playing keeper. Like, Greaves is just on the bench right now, and he can't really do anything. So that's how the team's looking. It's not too bad. I mean, I've got some pretty nice home fixtures in there. But yeah, like I said, last week, I didn't do too bad. I still got the red arrow, but I was kind of expecting a red arrow because I had a lot of attackers playing defenders, and I couldn't really get out of that. This week it's fine because nobody's playing anyone. So, apart from like my forwards playing my midfielders, which is fine. So, it's not like I'm expecting some sort of green arrow this week. Like I say, I've got Brighton at home for Salah, who's my captain. Got Palmer, got Haaland. Hopefully can do something. I'm a little bit worried about not owning players like Saka and stuff like that, but you know, you can't have everybody. But either way, that's how the team's looking. Moving on to transfers though, I've got 0.1 mil in the bank, obviously a 1 free transfer. I would love to roll this week. I'd love to go into the international break with a few transfers. And if I can do that, then I will. Like, if it turns out Gabriel's fine, it turns out McNeil's fine, then that's absolutely perfect, because then I can just roll constantly, because I don't need to use any transfers on them. But like I say, worst case scenario, let's say Gabriel's out for like a month or something like that, I probably will have to make a transfer on him. And there's a few that I am looking at. So obviously, I can go Van Dijk if I wanted to, who obviously has that, who has the that presence on like corners. He's got the goal threat. He's 90 minutes. You know, he's got a really good injury record, and that's just a straight swap. You know, I'd still have 0.1 million on the bank, and I'd have him for those 2 fixtures as well. And if I did bring him in this week, I'd play him over probably Mikolenko, just simply because I don't know though, because like, even though it's an away fixture, I'd probably play Virgil over Mikolenko. So that's one thing that I could do. But then it's just the question is like, why pay that extra money for Van Dijk when you can just bring in Konate, who's 0.8 cheaper, basically he's played every single fixture apart from the first one where he was benched. Came off against Forest, but that's just because they were 1-0 down. I feel like he's fine just to bring in. Like, his goal threat isn't ideal, but at the same time, it's like Van Dijk's not going to be scoring every single week, and I think that 0.8 is going to really help out, especially if I'm trying to bring other players in as well. So if I am going to bring in a Liverpool player, I think it's going to be Konate. But I could also drop him down to a Robinson as well, who's obviously got some pretty nice fixtures. But then I don't really want to be playing Robinson this week, because I've got Mbumo, who'd be obviously attacking him. But then after that, they've got some pretty nice fixtures. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got Strand Larson playing Fulham as well soon. So I feel like Robinson's a good shout, but I just think for the next few fixtures, I've got my attackers playing Fulham anyway, so it's just not really worth it. So I think Konate is probably top of my transfer list if I am going to bring in a defender this week. Obviously, Semenyo is a great option as well if McNeil's out. So, you know, next week if McNeil's out for a bit, I start looking at Semenyo, because obviously Semenyo after this week has some really nice fixtures. So I'm absolutely fine doing that as well. Obviously, I'm not going to do these both this week, so I don't want to take the -4. But that is just something that I am kind of thinking about. Those are the transfers that I'm kind of like swaying towards. Obviously, in a perfect world, I just roll this week. Like, if Gabriel's out for like a couple of weeks, I might keep him, unless, like I say, if I have to use a transfer because like Aït-Nouri picks up a yellow or something, then I'll do that. But if I can, I will want to keep Gabriel, because like I say, game week 12 onwards, it's fine. Like, they've got Forest at home, West Ham away, United, Fulham, Everton, Palace, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton. Like, they've got some really nice fixtures coming up. So I'd arguably like to keep him for them, but again, it all depends on what happens with my other defence as well, because I've literally only got 3 defenders right now, and I have to play them every single week because Greaves is out, and obviously Gabriel's out as well. So, yeah, these injuries aren't ideal. They are kind of picking up. They're adding up as well, and it's kind of hurting me a little bit, but we'll see what happens. But either way, that is going to be my Game Week 10 team selection video. Obviously, I'll probably make a video on Friday going over final team selection if there's any like cup injuries or whatever, and then obviously we'll have the deadline stream on Saturday morning. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like, leave a comment. What are your plans for your team? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.